What's up, guys? Beckcember is here, and we got Beckcember. We got Beckcember, episode 3, the Austin and Allie and Jessie crossover, part 2. Cause I did part 1. Now it's time for the final part 2. So, yeah, this episode starts off with Jessie talking to her, like videoing and talking to her dad, which is she's not actually talking to her dad. She's actually just recording herself and saying that she's at Times Square to her dad, and she's probably gonna send that to her dad and all that stuff. And yeah, and then Bertram, the butler, he brings Luke and Ravi, R.I.P. Cameron Boyce, who played Luke on the show. And they reveal that Zuri is actually trapped in the New Year's ball thing, so they have to get her out of there. And yeah. But then they're able to get her out of there. But in doing so, they cause a blackout. And then back out the Ross penthouse, we see them. We see them just hanging out when Zuri says that she's finishing a poem. She finished a poem that she has to read it, and it's all about how she was trapped in the New Year's Eve ball thing, and then Jessie's like, why don't you change it to something else? And she's like, okay. So then Emma screams about Austin going to their penthouse because she stole one of his shoes, and she wants to keep it as a souvenir, and he wants it back, so she gave him their address multiple times, and he wants it. And then she's like, it's cold outside, and then she says the darkest thing. She says, if your foot freezes out, can I have it? It's super dark, but yeah. And then they play the guilty card. And then Emma's like, yeah, you guys can just hang out with us. And then Jessie's like, Emma, you can't just invite strangers into our penthouse. And then she's like, Austin could raise up your music career. And she's like, hey guys, welcome to the penthouse. So yeah. While they're there, Zuri gives Jessie is giving Austin her lyrics that she wrote, but then Zuri wrote a new song called Imaginary Friends, which Jessie accidentally puts into her pile, and Austin thinks it's hers, and she has to keep Zuri from knowing that she accidentally stole her lyrics to the poem that she wrote. And yeah, and also Des and Ravi, pet Mrs. Kipling, are hanging out, and Ravi gets a little jealous that they're hanging out. And yeah, then they're at a song Boom. Actually, they find out about the song. Jessie has to keep Zuri finding out. Then they go to song Boom, and they're singing the song, and then when Zuri is about to pop up, Jessie takes a pen and breaks the string because she doesn't want Zuri to find out that they're singing the song, the poem that she wrote. And yeah, and then Jessie's like, Zuri, didn't I ask you to hang out with play shuffleboard? But she's like, it's just some old guys, and it was very slow and boring. So yeah, and then as they're singing again, and also Robbie does something dark where he says that he's very mad at Des, so he's hanging out with some girls, and he says that Mr. Kipling's nose should be red when he attacks his victims, and it's very dark, and so And then to sing the song again, Jessie destroys. Zuri pops up again. Jessie destroys the guitar, but then when Zuri does find out, she's pretty okay with it. And also, we also find out that the only reason why Mrs. Kipling is hanging around dead is because of the mouse or hamster, as he calls it, in his pocket. It's kind of like the SpongeBob thing, where Gary was only hanging around Patrick because of and not SpongeBob because of the cookie in Patrick's pocket, and then after that he went back hanging with SpongeBob, kind of like that. And yeah, and then Austin's like, hey Jessie, are you ready to sing the song? And then she's like, and then she's like, oh yeah, but actually Zuri wrote the song. And then Zuri's like, what's going on? Play my song. So then they play the song called Ordinary Friend. It's pretty cool. And then at the end of the episode, Emma tries to steal one of the running gag of the episode is that when Jessie's breaking stuff, Allie creates a tab for her and all that stuff, and so yeah, so yeah, and then yeah, and Emma is very cuckoo about it all. Like, she won't let anyone touch him. She steals one of his hair to clone him, and also when Zuri hired Trish as the manager, but then Trish is like, oh yeah, oh yeah, you have to give me some of the money. And she's like, oh, she's 8, so she's like, oh yeah, I'm just young, so you're fired. And she's like, fired again? And yeah, that's how the episode ends. This episode, very funny. It's very funny. It's very interesting. When you watch crossovers again from when you first watched them, like, I haven't watched this crossover or Jessie in a very long time, and it's making me want to rewatch the entire show to like it again, because I just think the show's funny and all that stuff, and yeah, like, it's funny. It's a funny show. This is one of the weirdest and good crossovers, but it's also dark a little. Yeah. It's a little dark a little because of the whole Robbie being jealous of Mrs. Kipling and Des thing, and him saying that Mrs. Kipling's nose should be red only when it attacks his victims with its blood or something. And yeah, that's very dark for a Disney show. So yeah, if you want to see more from me, oh yeah, and also I really like Austin and Jessie's friendship. Jessie would not have another cameo. I think she would not have another. I think she has a lot of crossovers, but I think she also has the Good Luck Jessie one, which is the Good Luck Charlie and Jessie crossover, which I will be reviewing. I will be watching it. It's a very good crossover. I like Good Luck Charlie, but I also like Jessie, so watch out for that one when it comes. So yeah, if you want to see more from me, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, do all that. This has been up to Beckcember. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Fist well and blow it up, and I'll see you guys in the next video, dudes. Yeah.